All right, in the Wolf Pup camper, so you have your control panel here, batteries, fresh water, which is like your drinking water, which we normally don't drink out of the fresh water. We just use bottled water, which I think most people in campers do, but it is fresh. Your black, which is your wastewater through your toilet. You have your gray, which is going to come from your shower and your sink. And when you click the button here, you'll notice the battery is fully charged. So empty, third, 2/3 full. Fresh is empty, black is empty, and gray is empty. Now normally you want to wait till your black gets to about 2/3 full before flushing it. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. And the gray, pretty much the same. You always want to make sure you flush the black first, and then the gray, because the gray water, which again is your shower and your sink water, will flush out the hose where all the black gunk stuff is. So let's go outside and I'll show you how to hook everything up. Okay, so you'll notice I have a tool chest on the back here. So pop that open, open it up. We have hand sanitizer in there, some various tools. But for this job, at least in my opinion, you always want to have some of these handy. So, camera set up here, and I just installed this toolbox back here next to the drain lines. When you open this up, this has the 2 extra caps, which will not fit in your bumper storage. So directly under that toolbox, pop off this piece of plastic. This back so you can see everything. We'll pull this out. So to connect it, what we're going to do is turn this. And it can get tight. There we go. You'll pop that off, set it on top. Make sure that's fully engaged on each one of those little nipples there. And then, for the sake of demonstration, because I'm in my driveway obviously and everything is empty, here's the other end of your hose. So on this end here, same concept, it just pops in, just twist that in here. This end here actually goes that way, and that snaps in and kind of turns a little bit, and this has steps in there. So based upon the place you go to dump, it'll either fit in here, there, or one of these levels. You just pop it straight in. And so when you do that, now this is in the drain line, what you do is you want to come over, and you always want to do your black first. If you look at the diameter of your black line, it's obviously larger for obvious reasons, and so what you'll do is you'll pull this, make sure there's no kinks in this line. You want it as straight as possible on the ground in your sewer line, and then you'll pull this and you'll let it go, and that's why you want to wait for it to be about 2/3 full, so you have enough pressure, everything to kind of move down the line. Once you think and you hear, you kind of feel that it's empty, you close this back up, make sure it's fully engaged, and then you open up your gray line. Now if you look at your gray line, that's what, maybe a 2-inch, 1.5, 2-inch line, because there's not going to be anything of large size in there. It's your gray water, it's shower, and it's your sink line. And so the reason you want to do your gray after black is so the gray line here will actually flush this hose out all the way. Now, depending upon where you go to actually drain, a lot of places will have a hose on site that you can flush this line. And so what you'll do is you'll keep this in the dump station, and you'll disconnect this side, and then you can spray the whole line off. And then again, when you take everything apart, the hose goes into the bumper. The diameter of that bumper is not large enough for this 90. That's why I put that little toolbox on there. So again, you just basically reverse it, bend this up a little bit. You'll just take this one off like that. You'll take this one off. Whoops. You put these back. Put put that back here, like so. So it's all connected, it won't come off, it has self-tappers on there. You'll take this off, and what you normally want to do when you take this off is you'll hold this hose underneath to catch anything that might be dripping, just so we're not wasting the environment, I guess. And then you'll pop that back on and make sure it's all the way engaged. If not, this could get hooked on something and literally rip everything off, and that's not a cheap fix. Then you bring your line back over, which should be all clean. And you'll see it fits in there. Just slide it all the way in. Now going like so. Take your rubber piece. And there you go. It's all done. And then dispose of your gloves. And there's hand sanitizer right there. And if you need to, you can also use the outdoor shower, and it's color coded with the correct key, and do a final rinse off of your hands or whatever you want right here. So there you go.